Hi, and welcome to episode 20 of Soft Signal. It's a bit of a milestone for us, small milestone. Started this about 4 months ago and have been doing it every week, covering Indian cricket, starting from the IPL to now the England versus India Test series. So it's been quite a journey.
Yeah, it's been quite an interesting journey. IPL, England Test cricket. We will cover the IPL again because
Yeah,
it's starting in a month's time, less than a month's time. So it's interesting. What also stands out is that all of the series that we've covered so far have had a lot of interesting features and topics. Don't forget India, Sri Lanka.
yeah.
Cannot forget India versus Sri Lanka, right? but yeah, it's been quite a journey and quite an interesting first milestone for this podcast slash podcast.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And so we've done a lot of different kinds of content from series previews, reviews. We've done some quizzes, done better on some of them than others. But yeah, just if you like what you see, please do like and subscribe to our channel. It does help. That being said, let's move on to this week's topic, which is the third test between India and England, which is starting tomorrow. Less than 24 hours now. So it's really exciting. And yeah, I mean, after the second test, we've been waiting for this. It's been about 10 days, but it's finally here. I'm super excited. What are your initial thoughts?
Yeah, I'm super excited as well. I hate these breaks between test
Yeah,
matches during a series. It just makes you sort of anxious to want more, if I may call it that.
yeah,
But should be another interesting test match also because the series is poised in such a manner with India leading 1-0 after two test matches. Um, so expect England to come out all guns blazing. Expect India to also come out all guns blazing because that's what this team does. So should make for intriguing viewing. Of course, remember that if India wins this test match, they cannot then lose the series. At best, it'll end 2-2. And so, therefore, this is a very crucial test match, even for India, because it will give them a firm hold on the series, prevent them from losing it, and potentially even then make it very difficult for England to come back later on and even win the last two test matches. At the same time, it's important for England because if they lose this, then the morale is going to be lower and then it's going to be tougher for them. So, very crucial test match, this one. And hopefully, it will be as intriguing as the first two games of the series.
yeah. And this is actually India's first test at Headingley since 2002, which we covered in one of our previous episodes. So almost 20 years, and that test we won handsomely by an innings. And the test we played before that was in 1986, which we also won by 279 runs. So Headingley has actually been a good ground for India. I don't know why they didn't play in the last. It's been four tours. They didn't play a test there, but it's okay. Maybe we can. Maybe that's our GABA in England. But so it'll be interesting to see that. Quite an interesting stat there. You said England will come out all guns blazing. Thing is, I don't know if they have any guns left because after the last, they've been had a series of bad luck and also bad decisions. They dropped Zach Crawley after the first test. They dropped Dom Sibley now after the second test, and then Broad is injured. Mark Wood, who bowled decently in the last test, is also injured. So they have actually limited options to choose from. Seems again like a very like Anderson and Root versus the rest, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Seems it's going to be another one of that. Another one of Anderson versus Root templates of a test match for England. Um, I think um, I think England has more problems than India. Let's put it
Yeah.
that way. They had more problems coming into the second test, and now they have more problems coming into the third test as well. Um, I think um, I think their batting order continues to get weaker. Um, I mean, Dom Sibley was not really contributing that much, but at the end of the day, he was still a regular with the England team for the last year or so. So when you change team members like that, it's not easy for the person to come in and immediately click. David Malan has shown that he's a good T20 player, which is very against his style and technique. But there have been calls from various English cricket experts to bring him into the team. So might be a good call. We'll have to wait and watch. I think he'll bat at number three, and Hasib Hamid will then go up and open the innings
Yeah.
with Rory Burns. So there's going to be a change in personnel from that sense, which means that England will have had three different number threes in all three Test matches. Now
Yeah.
that's not a good sign, right? That is the first sign that your batting order is a little unsettled, um, and um, and I think England has a real problem with their batting order. Let's make no mistake about that. They have a real problem with their batting order, and really, if Root doesn't come to the fore, then India can really hurt them bad.
Yeah, none of the other batsmen look like getting in maybe 20, 30. Don't look. Sam Curran has been such a big disappointment for them, especially with the bat this series with the King Pair in the last test. But even with the ball, I know he got Kohli out last match, but he's not been the same as 2018, which is good for India. Um, who two tests into a series surprisingly are in a decent position, both result wise as well as team news wise. They pretty much have all of their players fit to for selection for the third test, which opens up some more problems. Now let's talk about two issues here. So the first one is there's been a lot of talk about dropping Pujara for Sky. So I mean, what do you my initial thought is that why drop Pujara, because he actually played decent in the second innings last test and gave us a platform to win. And then why drop Pujara and not Rahane? I don't understand. Because I don't know. I don't know. Sky bats at three in domestic. Maybe he does, but seriously, he's not like a like for like replacement. So why replace him? Pujara with him.
Yeah, this is a tough one, isn't it? I
Yeah.
mean, so and I always think that the problem with Pujara is that okay, he's solid and everything, and he's going to be a rock in the middle order. But the problem is that he never ends up accelerating. So he spends 200 deliveries out in the middle for 40 runs. Um, when is he actually going to make a solid start and convert the solid start rather into a run scoring opportunity? So, and in places like England where the ball swings the whole day, you will end up edging one or two. So that's the issue with Pujara. Maybe the Indian team expects him to score more runs than what he's doing, and not just block, but
Yeah.
actually score some runs. Maybe that's why. You raised a good point about Pujara scoring some runs in the second innings, but actually Rahane scored runs as well
Yeah.
in the second innings. So it's a tough call to make, honestly. What I would say though is that if they drop Pujara, I would rather bring in Hanuman Vihari into the team ahead of Sky. I mean, Vihari's been in this team for a while.
Yeah.
He's batted decently well with the limited opportunities he's got. Even the opportunities that he's got, he's mostly batted in the middle order. Why not try Vihari at number three? He seems to have the technique and the temperament maybe to bat at number three. So if Pujara is dropped, I would prefer to have Vihari in the team ahead of Sky. Um, so we'll have to wait and watch. Let's see how the team management goes with this, because this is a big decision, right? Pujara and Rahane both have been solid rocks in the middle order. We've discussed on this show though that their performances haven't been up to scratch, so could be that they get changed. I think if Pujara does get changed, however, it should be for Vihari and not Sky.
Yeah, the obsession with Sky in the last 2, 3 months, very good player, but he's just been, I think, yeah, he's been fast tracked into the team ahead of more deserving candidates, and now he's been going to be fast tracked into the 11. Even Mayank Agarwal is still just waiting there. I think he's recovered now. So these guys have played tests before. They've played away tests. I think, yeah, Agarwal has played in Australia, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like, surely there should be some consideration for that, and it's a bit unfair to them. And I mean, if he gets selected and performs, that's great. But I still think there should be. It might be too soon or just unnecessary. And anyway, the second point is we've been actually for the first test we said no Ashwin and that worked out. Second test we all thought okay now that Shardul is injured, Ashwin is a certainty. But he was again not selected apparently because it started raining on the first morning and as he said in his show. Then after the third test, Shardul Thakur is fit and Ashwin is again ready to play. And there's talk about replacing Jadeja with Ashwin, which is again another strange, unnecessary selection. Is it due to pressure to play Ashwin because he's just sitting on the sidelines? Everyone's calling him the world's best spinner all of a sudden. It's just it's unnecessary, another unnecessary change in my opinion. Like Shardul, yeah, you can work out getting him in place of Ishant, but why Ashwin? Like he doesn't fit in this team now.
Yeah, I don't get it either. Also, England doesn't have um, too many left-handers in their batting lineup. So if David Malan does play the next Test match, there'll be Rory Burns, David Malan, and Sam Curran and Moeen
Yeah.
Ali. So that's four. That's four left-handers in the top eight. Now on spinning tracks in India, I could understand Ashwin being fast tracked into the 11. A because the track spin and B because there are four left-handers.
Yeah.
However, in those English conditions, where the main role of the spinner is to do a holding job, I think Jadeja can do it. Plus, Jadeja adds a lot more with batting, plus a lot more in the field. And then you've got four capable fast bowlers who can take wickets anyways for you. So you're right. I don't see how Ashwin fits into the equation. And think about it. If Ashwin does come into the team, where does he bat? Does he bat at seven or does he bat at eight if Shardul is in the team ahead of Ishant? Uh, Either ways, it sort of um, depletes the batting strength of the team. It probably doesn't change the bowling strength as much because Ashwin's role won't be that of a wicket taker. Wicket taker in England, it'll be more of a holding job.
Yeah.
So you're right. I mean, I don't see Ashwin's role as such in this team with the current situation and given the current skill set of the players and the conditions in which they're playing in. But I will say that it's really unfortunate because Ashwin is really a good bowler, right? He's a really good off spin bowler. He's got so many wickets. But I think it's just the richness of Indian cricket at the moment and the ability of certain players like Ravindra Jadeja to be three-dimensional
Yeah.
that has worked against Ashwin in this case. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Exactly. So, I mean, it is like I'm sure many other sides in the world would kill to have a bowler like Ashwin available, but that's just the state of Indian cricket at the moment, right? Where we where we have an embarrassment of riches and we can choose. So, do you want to stick your neck out and give a prediction for the playing 11?
So India is playing 11. So this is my prediction. I think um, the openers remain the same. No need to change KL and Rohit. I still go with Chiteshwar Pujara. I'd still give him another chance because uh, of 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 his contributions. I'd still go with him. Number four, Kohli. Number five, Rahane. I'd still stick with Rahane. Number six, Pant. Number seven, Jadeja. So I'd still go with Jadeja. Number eight, I would bring Shardul Thakur back. I still find it very difficult to have the thought of Ishan Sharma batting in at number eight. And the contributions that we saw from Bumrah and Shami the last Test match are not going to be there every Test match. Okay? They're
Yeah.
not. They're not specialist batsmen. They're not. They're more like number tens and elevens. Okay, so I would bring Shardul Thakur back in place of Ishant at number eight to extend the
Yeah.
batting capabilities a little. Um, and Shami, Bumrah, and Siraj would be 9, 10, 11. So that essentially is the same team that played in the first Test match.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to my voice there, but yeah, that's pretty much my selection as well. Like having Ishant at 8 is scary. Also, the batting was great, but it was more to do with England's tactics than the actual any batting prowess. So
Exactly.
yeah, that's not. We shouldn't count on that too much to repeat itself. Yeah, I think that's pretty much my India 11 as well. I think England's 11 we've already touched on. I think Malan will replace Sibley, and uh, Mahmood will replace Wood.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens with them. Predictions for the match. I actually think we can win again because we are on a roll. England have got worse news. Like I know they dropped Sibley, but the Wood actually bowled well. He's now out. I don't see. I think the confidence is actually sky high for India.
I agree. I think we should be able to win again. I think India's got all its aces, if I may call it that way, in place. England doesn't. They're struggling. Let's face it. Their batting is struggling. Their bowling is keeping them alive in the Test match, but it's just about keeping them alive. So I think
Yeah.
India is stronger on all bases. Um, and honestly, if they get Joe Root out early, then it's going to be really difficult for England to recover. So I think India should win this one again. If they do, it'll be 2-0.
Yeah.
And from there on, I don't see England coming back into the series.
I mean, I hope not. That would be sad. If we should win, then at least. But we'll see. Also, it's going to be 5 days of no rain, which is at least for now. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, really exciting. Going to be a weekend finish as well. So we'll probably be on again on maybe Sunday. We'll see how the schedule plays out. But maybe on day 5, if it lasts that long, and we'll have something to review. Hopefully, an Indian victory. But thanks again for. I think that should be enough for this episode. But thanks for watching, and thanks for sticking by us for 20 episodes if you've been watching us, and we hope to bring you some more content with us in the future.
Yeah. Take care and hope everybody enjoys the test match as much as we are going to enjoy it.